This conference will now be recorded.
I'm on a computer, my phone.
Yeah, your process works pretty good there, Charles. All right, so we'll call the meeting to order. We don't have a pledge. Ron, do you want to do a prayer for those affected?
Sure, I'd love to. Heavenly Father, I ask that you would just look out for those who are infected with this coronavirus and those that are affected just personally and otherwise, that you would bring schools back safely and people would be able to go about their lives very soon. I ask in your holy and precious name. Amen.
Amen.
All right, as usual, our first section is public comment. Do you have any public comment? All right, so next thing is department head reports. Or any of those? Let's see, we'll start with Jeff. He's the first one I see there.
I don't really have anything to add to my report. Other than, I don't know if everybody knows or not, but Lynn Mead passed away. She was in our cemetery crew, head of our cemetery crew. She died of cancer.
Yeah, that's no good.
When did she
That's all I
pass?
got.
Calling hours Thursday.
Oh, Laura's here now. Rodney said calling hours are Thursday.
Where?
Yeah, do you know where?
It's in their own candor.
Did you hear him? St. Monroe and Candor. Yeah, that's not good news, Jeff. But, well, we know what's coming, so.
Yeah. That's all I got.
All right. Anybody have any questions for Jeff? Right off the bat? I don't think so. Tracy? Oh, I missed you. You're in front of Jeff, but I missed you.
Can everybody hear me?
Yep.
Yep.
I just wanted to give an update and just let everybody know that the new system has been started up. We started putting sludge into the Thermair process last Thursday. So far, everything's going well there. So that's good news all the way around. Prep for blacktop is complete, or partially complete. They're hoping to get that finished up this week and start getting some paving down. So things are coming along good on the project. And the other thing that we need to talk about is the dedication plaque. Just hoping everybody received that by email.
Did everybody get that?
Yes, looks good.
Rusty just revised a couple of dates for the directors. But other than that, yeah.
So we just took the existing plaque and followed that same format and plugged in most of the things that should be on there. And we had a 400 letter maximum we could put on there, so we can't put more than this on here. Even though there are more people and things we could possibly put on there, we cannot. So this is pretty much what we decided to, well, what, not we decided, but what the proposal is.
Well, should probably have the third in mind. You have 3 characters left.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, people might think my grandfather.
So it, I don't know if you folks are okay with this, and if you are, then we would approve this based on a couple of minor other changes. Like Mike just said that we need the third after his name. We need a couple of dates more specific. But other than that, this would be about what we would do. Anybody have an opinion about it? And I say it's almost exactly the same as the existing one on the sewer plant.
All right, then I would make a motion that we accept it with those small additions.
Second.
I would second that.
Okay, we got a bunch of them. Ron, whoever wants. All right. So let's vote on that quick. Charles?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Fran?
Who?
Fran, you?
Yes.
Steve?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
And let's see, we don't have Ed yet, so yeah. You already had it written down, good. No. Anything else, Tracy?
No, that's all I have, Mayor, unless somebody has something for me.
All right. Anybody have anything for Tracy? All right, let's see, next one in line would be Robin.
Please hold. There we go. I had to wait for my speaker to kick on. Okay, we had 157 calls for the last month. And out of those, 23 were not taken by us for either it was a code 3 or we were down an ambulance or whatever the case may be. But that's still a lot of calls that were handled. We also had our membership election. All the officers remained the same with the exception of Jeremy Garlow was voted in by the membership as second lieutenant. So that has to be approved by all of you.
Okay. Nate, do we
So
do
that's up to you guys to approve that or approve that.
Well, I would second that nomination.
Yes, no.
Yeah, we don't. Nate, what do we have to do with those?
So as I recall, this is kind of similar to how the village is treating the fire department officer elections, right? The members choose amongst themselves who to put forward as a slate of officers for the board to then approve. The board could, I think, choose to not accept them individually, or you know, if you had any problems with any of them. I don't know if you folks know who these people are, anything like that, but I mean, I think it's up to the village board to approve them.
Okay. So it looks like we need,
So,
so we would need a motion and a second to approve the slate of officers as presented.
I make the motion that we approve the slate of officers as presented.
Do we
Okay,
need a second
so
to that?
mute. I'll second that.
All right, so Fran and Charles. All right, so do we have any discussion about this or? Somebody's very loud.
wow.
I'll try Laura. Ed's joining us.
What's going on?
Somebody's very loud. Hang on.
Sorry, my dog is eating. I don't
Oh,
know.
that might be it. That might be it. Okay. All right, so let's do a vote on this, and Ed did join us now. So Ed, to catch you up to speed, we are talking about the slate of officers for the EMS crew. So we have a motion and a second to approve as presented. Charles,
Yes.
Brian,
Yes.
Ed,
Yes.
I think Laura's dog's eating again. All right, there we go. Ron,
No.
Rusty,
No.
Laura, I muted you.
Yes.
And yes. All right. Anything else,
Laura,
Robin?
you gotta take the mic out the bowl, the dog bowl.
Anything else, Robin?
Say what?
Robin, you know when the
Yeah,
loaners come?
We need to get something. We need to get something set up with the insurance company to find out what the insured value of our ambulances and stuff are. I see there's one for sewer, there's one for everyone, and fire and all that, but there's not a set fee or amount of recouping our losses or your losses or whatever from the insurance company for our vehicles. So I'm just trying to figure out why there's a list for everybody else's vehicles but not ours.
All right, that might just be a straggler of who might be lumped in the fire. Who knows? We'll figure it
Well, it
out.
should be separate.
Well, we
Yeah,
need to
it's
do
just
something
pretty
different.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Do we
Yeah,
have
it
any
needs to be
update on
separate. Yeah. Well, any update on what?
the loaner ambulance?
As I told you earlier, it's coming. They got a loaner or a trade-in from Tunkhannock, and that ambulance is being checked out and everything. Just because it's got traded in, they want to make sure everything's good with it. After they get it checked out, then it'll be brought back to New York to get inspected, and then it will be in our possession.
Okay. Any sort
The
of
hardest thing
timeline
we
on
had to do was get the ambulance down there. Say what?
that? Do we have any sort of rough timeline on that? Is it going to take a week or a month or?
Originally it was about a month, but I don't think it's going to be that long. They're doing a lot of shuffling right now, but they want to make sure we're getting a good quality loaner because of our amount of use. We have seen it and all that, so that's good. The other ambulance was taken right into the bay as soon as it got there, the one that's getting classy. I think, Mike, I believe you got a picture of the actual chassis or the box being lifted off.
Yep, I saw it.
Started right away. Jeff did state that there's going to be probably the longest process is going to be the painting, because of the backlog, but it's still going to be within our timeline.
Okay.
And we also got to eventually between all of us to figure out with image trend. Now they're kind of lumping all of us together instead of separating us. So they're putting us with the fire, so we're all paying the same amount for them being on there as well as ourselves. So we have to figure out a way to separate that. So
Okay.
other than that, I mean, at this point, we don't have any clue where we set financially with MedX. I don't know anything about what we have, don't have.
Yeah, I mean, they're on the,
I can't help you out there.
yeah, we do that the second meeting of the month, the treasurer's report. And it shows where we're at. As of the last meeting, you guys were ahead $10,000. I don't know what it is right now, but we'll be figuring that out here in a couple weeks.
Well, we need
That'd be nice.
copies of the
A
minutes.
little heads up would be good, please.
We need copies of the MedX report from August, September, and October. Requested it, and we haven't got those yet.
Okay, I mean, I'm
How
not
do
sure
we
what,
request that from the clerk's office?
you just call and ask. I'm not sure really what value they are, but yeah, you call and ask.
Well,
and
we
then,
need to,
you know, Cindy can get them all.
we need to keep track of how the payments are being made, and we have no idea what the lag from last year was to this year, as far as has not been taken care of yet from MedX.
Yeah, I mean, Cindy deals with them, so we can get her and figure all that out. No big deal.
Okay, well, I'll call her and tell her that Robin and I want copies of the complete reports from MedX.
All right, that'll work.
Okay.
Anything else, Robin?
No, just be mindful that we're lower in staff than normal because people are terrified of COVID, quite simply. Us going into the nursing home alone and the other areas that are now our living facilities in the area that are pretty inundated with it now. So we also have issues with people being sent to the hospital that shouldn't be, but we're trying to take care of it from the correct perspective and the correct process so that we're not being subject to it for no reason. So
And we are
that's being looked at as we speak now. But
we are good, like PPE wise and all that stuff, right? I mean, you know.
we just possibly got somebody that we can get N95 from, and we are going to be putting in a substantial order for that because I suspect that this is going to continue on for a while. And we are dwindling in our supply. We have to try and find them where we can. So we, at this point, have one that we're switching into to see if we can get stocked up. So.
Rusty has a
The
question
state
here.
doesn't provide it anymore, so.
Okay.
Hey, Robin, can you hear me? Robin?
I can.
Is the dispatch doing a good job of 99ing us so we have a pretty good idea of where we're going and what we're getting into?
Say that again.
Is dispatch doing a good job of telling us that it's a code 99 so we know when we're going someplace, what we're getting into?
They are, and they have set up a new system for us, so that if it's a definite one, we know ahead of time. People that have already tested positive, we are being notified of that as well before we head out the door. So they've done a very good job of that.
Are there ways that recommendations or ways to improve that system so that you guys have a better preparedness and feel?
There's no need. They're doing an excellent job. We know exactly what we're walking into, so they've done an excellent job.
Okay, thanks.
Hey, Robin, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to thank, there's not enough thanks and praise that we can shower upon you guys for putting yourselves on the front line of this pandemic. I just want to make sure that you continue to do what you're doing to remain safe And we know you're not making any extra money off of this pandemic, like I've heard. But we just want to make sure you continue to keep yourself safe. And thank you.
Yeah, so the big thing, I mean, if you need us to push
Thank
for
you.
PPE or whatever you need, you know, let me know. I'll call state emergency management or whoever. Do what we have to do.
Well, hopefully this vendor that we're gonna be using can provide us, pretty good. But so far, we're holding pretty good.
Okay, good. Anybody have anything else for Robin? Great. Let's see. Moving through the list here, we got Jim Morrison, Chief.
Hello. I don't have much other than the ladder 804 received new tires last couple weeks. 851, the rescue truck, will be going out tomorrow for new tires. We installed a new air compressor over the weekend in Central Station. Probably noticed the horn hasn't been going off in a month or so. That's been repaired and back up and operational. And then Chief Churchman and myself carried buckets of tar up on the roof over the weekend and patched every single hole we could find on Central Station to try to stop the leak. During the rainstorm last week, 3 or 4 leaks popped up all over station or company room 4 and 5. So we patched as many holes as we could find. We cleaned out the drains. I don't know what else we can do.
All right.
Thanks, Chief. I know that you guys did it and you did well, and I don't know if there's more that needs to be done, but others of us who have other roof problems that are gonna do them, we've got 4 or 5 days this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's gonna be 60 and sunny. So if there's any more to be done, that's our chance.
Yeah.
Was Jeff done anything more on the estimates?
Jeff's been working on estimates.
Has Jeff done anything more? Okay.
So.
But anyway, thank you for the firemen and yourself, Chief, for doing that.
Yeah, we're just trying to save the village money any way we can.
We
Thank you.
appreciate it for sure.
The only other thing I got an update on the air packs. They were supposedly leaving North Carolina today. Gets shipped out to MES. MES goes through them real quick. They're expected to be in station next week. We'll go through a training with MES, and then we'll hold several trainings with our membership before we put them in service.
Okay.
Other than that, I don't think I have anything else.
Cool. So I have a question. When they tone out you guys, and I already kind of know the answer to this, so I'm asking. Let's say they tone you guys out to a residence or apartment building that is COVID positive. Does dispatch tell you at all?
Negative.
So you guys are going in blind.
That's correct.
So how do we fix that?
I don't know how you fix it. I mean, the problem is with the apartment buildings, you're going to one apartment and that person may not have it, but the next door neighbor has it.
Right.
You know, and you got to clear multiple apartments, especially with a gas call or a fire alarm or something like that.
Right.
Every one of our members has masks, but they're only going to do so much.
Yeah, I guess the question is, do you guys have PPE and stuff like that? I mean, obviously you got scuba masks, but you're probably not wearing those in to clear out a fire alarm.
No, so what we've done, we've made strict policies and guidelines. on certain calls, only certain people go in. A fire alarm, usually it's going to be a chief that's going in, clearing the building, wearing an N95 mask. That way it limits the exposure to the rest of the fire department.
Yeah, because we don't want everybody to have to quarantine. That would be
No.
kind of real bad.
The village can't afford it.
Right.
So, but when we've pushed back training. So training is virtual right now. If you're at the fire station, you're required to wear a mask, no matter what the call is, unless it's a structure fire.
Yeah, then you're wearing a different kind of mask.
Yep.
All right.
All our trucks and everything like that are sanitized. Obviously, we got the sanitation gun. So every time we go on a call, every truck gets sanitized after we're done. We're forcing our volunteers to wash their hands before they leave the station, stuff like that. So
All right.
we don't want them taking it home either. So
Right, yeah. No, definitely not. All right. Well, if we can help, but we will, as far as, I don't know if dispatch can help or not, but.
it's tough on that end. I mean, if we go to a lifting assistance or something like that, usually we know at a
Right.
time when the squad's already beat us there, and the squad will tell us, they're good at telling us stay outside until we absolutely need you or something like that.
Right. All right. Anything else? Anybody have anything else for Jim?
Nobody's got a new fire truck for me.
I don't know. Not that I can find.
I have a collection of books, but they'd probably be too small.
Yeah. Do the lights work on them?
Yes, they do. I just take the batteries so they don't corrode. It brings down the value.
That's right. Let's see, do we have anything from the police chief?
We do. We'll attach it to the minutes with written reports that, such as Tracy and Jeff give. The police chief has given us a report of various calls for the period of January 1 to September 30th for the entire year to date. And we'll put that with the minutes. It's a long list. Okay. Other than that, I don't think anything this week.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Thank you.
Got anything, Rob? All right, so that, check that off. So next thing on the agenda is reappoint Jeff Van Wagenen to the zoning board. So I will make that appointment. What do we need for that, Nate?
So I think you need to just always understand what the term of the office is appointing them for. So zoning board members are all staggered, usually for like 3 years is the appointment, but I defer to Rod as to exactly how long the appointment is. And then it should be taking effect really at the beginning of your normal year for appointments. This is the type of thing that he should be reappointed at the annual meeting. So if this is obviously not the annual meeting, so I'm assuming he filled in somebody's term the last time or something like that. But anyway, I would just defer to Rod as to exactly what the term of the office is that he's filling.
Okay.
Our time is on board.
I think they are. Those, do we have to vote on those appointments, Nate?
So I can look that up just to make sure that I'm 100% correct on the answer there.
Okay.
I mean, I'll just do it right now.
Right, so I'll make the appointment, and if we have to have a motion, look it up, let me know, and we'll come back and vote on it.
We'll put the
And Rod's gonna put the term in the minutes, he thinks it's 3 years, gotta verify.
same term.
So then the next thing, a similar thing, it's reappoint Georgianne Eckley, I screw that name up, to the Tabby County Planning Board. They've been on there, they've been our representative. Elaine called earlier this week and asked if we would reappoint him again. So I don't know if we need a motion for that one either. Well, Nate can figure that out and let us know.
You want to do the same thing?
Yeah, so we'll do the same thing there.
So Mayor, you do need a board resolution for the zoning board members.
Okay. So that would be Jeff Van Wagenen, so we're gonna need a motion and a second to reappoint him.
I'll make that motion to reappoint Mr.
Laura
Jeff.
tried, muted.
I'll second.
Okay. So Charles and Laura. Doesn't sound like your dog's eating it.
Yeah, I don't think it was me.
Might not have been. No. All right, so let's vote on that. Charles,
Yes.
Fran,
Yes,
Ed, are you there?
Yes.
Ron,
Yes.
Rusty,
Yes.
Laura,
Yes.
and yes. All right, do we need the same for the Tabitha County Planning Board, Nate?
I'm still looking that one up.
Okay. All right, so I will go on and we'll come back to review the Tabitha County Hazard Mitigation Plan, the village section. So this is being looked at. It was something we said we'd do in the annual meeting, but we do it every year. It's on the county website, right?
Yep.
The whole county plan, and we have a section in there. Now, I will say our disaster master plan, I guess you'll call it, is being retooled by Officer Winchell and the police chief. So our section probably is going to get completely updated.
We're reviewing and we're not ready.
Right. So they're working on that now. We met with state emergency management about a month ago, maybe, to talk about that specifically. So. You know, there's no action there. It's just a kind of an update. Next thing is year-end transfers and encumbrances, which is a rod thing. They're going to get the sheet.
You look at it.
Yeah.
Are you good with it?
So Rod,
It just balances out the end of the year, and it also puts a few bucks aside for a couple of little projects that you had in mind, like trees for the cemetery and cameras for the Marvin Park, a couple, and the ongoing one with the computer for the clerk's office and the pavilion for the police department.
well, yeah, the carport.
Carports. That's all.
So, Mr. Mayor, you've looked at these as usual on the financial side, then I move we approve the year-end transfers and encumbrances as stated.
I'll second that.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about them? Okay, so Charles?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fran?
yes,
Ed?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
And yes. Okay. Next thing is payment of bills. Same thing. Everybody got them, right? I looked through them, didn't see anything crazy.
So same situation, the mayor has looked at them. Barring someone else finding something that they find out of order, I move we accept the payment of bills.
I'll second that.
Okay. Any comments on the payment of bills? All right, so let's see, we'll start with Charles, but looks like maybe he's not there. Let's start with Fran.
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes,
Laura?
Yes.
Charles still isn't there, and I will say yes. He nodded, okay. All right, the next thing is the minutes of 10/19/2020. Rusty has his hand up.
I'm deferring to the minute reading expert. Laura, have you looked at these minutes and do they satisfy you?
Sorry, I didn't. I think I left them in the printer. I don't have them with me.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Well, then my motion will not be
I thought
nearly.
they were
Who did? Fran? Move to accept the minutes
I
as.
thought they were good.
I move to accept.
Did you second that, Fran?
Yes, I second that.
Okay. Any discussion about the minutes? All right, so we'll vote on that. Charles?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Ed?
I'm going to abstain because I missed the meeting.
Okay. Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
I abstain.
And yes. Okay. Let's see, Nate, did you find the answer to that yet?
So it's going to depend on exactly what the county planning board, local, like county law that established the planning board says is the process for it. You know, and I'm just trying to find that online real quick. Not easy. You know, erring on the side of caution, Mayor, I'm fine with you appointing the person and then somebody reach out to Elaine Jardine and just ask her for confirmation. What is the specific appointment process that should be followed? Is it just the mayor appointment or is it the village board that should be appointing it?
Rusty has his hand up.
Hey, if the board was to move to appoint this person and we voted to do it, we would then have the mayor having appointed and we would have the board having appointed, even though it might be wrong or redundant. Would that put us in a problem if we did that?
Oh yeah, I mean, when in doubt, have the village board vote.
Well, then let's do that.
All right, we can do that then.
All right. Mr. Mayor,
Rusty?
I motion that we reappoint Georgiana Eckley to the Tioga County Planning Board.
I'll second.
All right, any discussion on that? Vote on that. Charles?
Yes.
Fran?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
All right. Ron?
Yes.
Rusty?
Yes.
Laura?
Yes.
And yes. All right, so our next section is communications. I don't really have anything in communications. Does anybody have anything? All right, easy one. Next section is trustee reports. So let's see, we'll go in the same order. Charles? Well, you're muted. I can see your mouth moving.
Okay, here I am. Sorry about that. I don't have any actual reports this week. I haven't spoken to the code enforcer as he was busy. I see that Jeff has a whole list of things as usual. These guys are always busy. Other than that, I just want to say I was happy to see some of the town out trick-or-treating. That was a blessed thing to see as a norm in a not so normal world right now. And thanks to all those residents that participated and had candy distributing to the kids in very genius ways. That's about all I have to say about that.
All right. Fran?
Well, I guess I should have asked Jeff before he went off. For the cemetery committee, I had a couple of questions of Jeff, but I'll get a hold of him.
Okay.
The Kevin Millar has offered through the chamber to donate some trees to the cemetery, and we're gonna talk with Jeff about where they should be used. We don't think we should go planting more trees till we get rid of the dead trees that need to be taken out. So it would be spring before we did that if there's not a problem with taking those trees.
Okay.
Aside from that, I don't really have much else to report at the moment.
Okay. Let's see, Ed?
Yeah, sorry, I was muted. I don't have anything.
All right, cool. Ron?
I attended a meeting regarding the WIA grant for the UV process, and that's about all I have to report. Looks like the grant's on schedule to be in place, so we're looking good there.
Yeah, that's good news for sure. It's WIA. That's what it stands for. W-I-I-A.
Well,
Rusty?
I do.
No report.
I think it means we need the money.
Yeah, we do need the money. Laura?
I don't have a report, but I did want to thank Ron for doing the court audit. And I see that OHPC is meeting on Thursday, and looks like, everything continues to be just great over there. So I appreciate how well everybody's handling all their departments.
Yeah, they're meeting via through this same process here.
Yes, thank you.
So I'll be on the meeting from the bowling alley. So let's go with that. All right. So next thing is mayor's report. I didn't do a formal report, but I was on the WIA call, and we are, so I dyed my hair pink. That's another thing we did. No filter, or like Snapchat thing here, it's real. All of it's very pink. So anyway, that was a good deal. And what else? The big thing we're doing here is sorting through all the DRI paperwork to get that back to them. We're working with Brittany over at Economic Development to get all the signatures in the right places so we can get everything back to the state, all our ducks in a row, so we keep that process moving. I see Pat and Abby on. We don't have any update on the steamer thing yet, or do we have a date of when we're gonna meet, talk about that?
Well, we have been in discussion on it. We just haven't had the final approval meeting.
Okay.
We've been discussing it this last week. We just haven't got the last final stuff on it.
So hopefully by next board meeting, we'll wrap that up, hopefully. at least a discussion, we'll be able to have some other meaningful discussion at the next board meeting. Our next board meeting, Rural Water Association wants to come give us some sort of presentation, so just throwing that out there. It'll be on the agenda next time. That's about it. Our last item, as usual, public comment. Anybody got anything?
Mayor, this is Abby. I just wanted to let you know that I reached out to Design Connect and we'll be submitting that application probably by next week. And they're looking forward to receiving the application and working with us again.
Okay, and we are moving forward again with our RFP for architectural services for the DRI. We're gonna have Brittany take a look at that real quick again, make sure it's all up to snuff. And we'll get that out. Hopefully be working to hire an architect as well for our DRI projects.
Are you looking for an architect or a landscape architect or both?
Well, both. We're looking for somebody to kind of run all of our projects. So a firm really that kind of has multiple people in different roles. So anyway, anybody else? Public comment? Once, twice? Rusty wants to get out of here.
Just move to adjourn.
Yeah. All right, guys, thanks. See you in a couple of weeks at the latest.
Don't forget to get out there and vote if you haven't already.
Yeah.
And be safe. Wear your mask.
They open up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's right, election day tomorrow. Most of our polling places, the church on Main Street. All right, have a good night, guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good night, everyone.
Nine.